Hi, and welcome to Artistic Adventures. Today we're going to be making doll bridal veils. We're going to make 3 different kinds in this video. We just finished the beautiful wedding gown that I made for this Monster High doll, and I had a suggestion to make the veil, and that was from Sarah. Thanks, Sarah. This video is for you. Let's get started. We're going to make 3 different kinds, as I said. One will be a tiara veil, one will be a cap veil, and one will be more of a fascinator headpiece type thing. All right, for this one, this is going to be for the tiara veil. I'm going to use lace and then paint it to make the tiara part. So I just glued that to this piece of wire that I had molded to a doll's head. And as you know, tiaras tend to be bigger in the front and then, or taller in the front and then taper down. So I'm actually cutting down the sides. I'm cutting a little piece out of this lace so that it looks more of the correct shape for a tiara and tapers from the center, which is higher, down to the sides. Now I'm going to use some silver metallic paint and just paint over all of the lace, both on the front and the back. This will serve 2 purposes. First of all, of course, it's going to look silver, so, more like a tiara. But second of all, painting it will also make it stiffer, which will give it more of the appearance of being metal and like a real tiara. And then we'll embellish it a little bit later on after it dries. Now I'm taking these bridal accessory type things and making use of them. I'm going to cut these down into descending lengths, then put a little glob of my E6000 down, and then stick those into it to make a spray of the little pearl decorations. And this is going to be something we'll put on the Fascinator hat when we finish it. So put those on. This is on wax paper, so just stick it in there, and then after it dries, we'll peel it off and use it. Okay, we're going to let that dry. Now for the next thing, we're going to use this spiral hair clip, and that's going to be the base of our fascinator. And we're going to use some of the embroidered flowers from that overlay skirt that we had for the wedding dress. And I'm going to cut some of those out to form the hat part of the fascinator. And we're going to glue these 2 pieces that I cut out to this spiral clip. It has a nice big rhinestone in the middle. It's pretty. That's still tacky. All right, so just, move these around till you get it to where you want it, but we're going to glue those on either side so that they cover up the wire portion. So just stick some E6000 on the back and then glue the 2 pieces on the side. And if you have any bare spots, which I did on this one, I just glued another flower in there. Okay, now we need to let that dry. Lots of drawing going on in this video. All right, next we're going to make a headband for the fascinator, which will hold it on the doll's head. And I'm just cutting a length, bent it around the doll's head, and then curled up the 2 ends so they'll look a little more finished. And then to make this look prettier, we're going to take some white satin ribbon and spread some glue on the outside of the wire and glue that, and yes, let it dry. And now that our fascinator has dried, we're going to put some extra glue on it for 2 purposes. We want to make it a little stiffer, and also we want to shape it a little bit so that it's more in a dome shape. So instead of being flat with a dome shape, it will fit more against the curve of the doll's head and look better. And then I just propped it up on my tacky glue bottle to dry so it'll stay in the dome shape. All right, now taking a Ziploc bag here and cutting it apart, and take one side of it to use over a doll's head because we're going to do some fitting and gluing and I don't want to get it damaged. Okay, so we're going to take another piece of wire. This is going to be for our cap veil, style veil, and actually go ahead and join that together. And I made it a little bit bigger than this doll's head because this doll doesn't have any hair, and most of the dolls we would use it on will have hair. All right, so just put some glue on the outside of that and then glue it. And that's the same trim we used on the bodice of the wedding dress, so it'll match. And now that's drying, we're going to go back to our headband, which is now fully dry. And we're going to cut another ribbon and put it on the inside, and that'll give this a really nice finished look. Make sure you squeeze it really good between your fingers to move the glue out so that the edges are sealed. Okay, and that's that piece finished. Now with our Fascinator, I've attached some extra rhinestones for decoration, and I'm going to glue this spray of pearls onto the side of it for extra decoration. And once that's glued down, I'm going to take another piece of that fabric that has the embroidered flowers, cut out one and glue it over that to hide the glue and let that dry. Now we're going to take our doll that we put the plastic over and make sure her headband fits well. And while it's on there, we can position that Fascinator hat so that it looks the way we want it, and then just glue it to it. I'm going to leave it on there because a little bit of the glue will probably get on the doll's head, but it'll dry better on there. Now I'm taking some tulle in 2 layers. One will be a little bit shorter than the other for the veil. Just usually use the shorter part to fold over the doll, over the bride's face, and then you can flip it back over. And then with a piece that we glued, I'm just going to glue it right down on top of that over the doll's head and let that dry. Now with our tiara, I've got a variety of different crystals and pearl-like beads that I'm going to glue on here for the decoration that will make it look more like a jeweled tiara. And I'm just using that E6000 with a tool to just put a little dab on there and then pressing the different pieces onto it. And I'm just doing it in a symmetrical pattern, trying to use some white and some more diamond looking so that it's sort of like, you know, the design of the dress. Okay, once we get that finished, we're going to let that dry so that all the little embellishments won't fall off while we're working on the rest of it. Okay, so there's that. And you could have added more or less, you know, depending on how you want it to look. All right, so now we're going to do the veil that's going to be attached to the back of that tiara. We're going to fold down about 1 inch of the 2 layers, and then I'm moving my needle and thread in and out to make a gathering stitch. And then once I get it gathered, the length that I want it, I'm going to tie it off so it won't come unraveled. Okay, and then spread it out a little bit. Put some glue on the back of your wire on your tiara and press it to where you sewed this that seam in this tulle. And that's going to be the back of the veil. All right, now back to our cap veil. That's been dried and I'm peeling it off of the plastic now. And then you can go back and trim. I left a lot of extra on the front so that you can trim around the face the way you would like it. And then I'm trimming the bottom part in a oval shape instead of having it squared off. So I'm just cutting that off around the face. You can use different materials for this. You can use more of an organza or other type of material if you wanted. I'm just using the tool because I actually have it. All right, now I'm going to make a little bow for the back of the tiara veil. And just taking some ribbon and folding it over on both sides. And then I'm going to sew it in the middle to hold it. Once I have that done, I'll tie off a knot, and I'm going to use another piece around the middle part to finish off the bow. And gluing that closed. And there's our little bow. So with the tiara, I want to finish the inside look by putting a piece of ribbon across where the gathering is and the wire is to hide the wire. Then on the back side, I'm putting my little bow that I made and a little found piece of a rhinestone. So those are our three. This is the Fascinator, how it ended up. I think it looks really nice with her haircut. It's sort of modern like her haircut. And a lot of times your veil that you use will depend on how you're wearing your hair that day. So this cap would be great for a person with long straight hair that they're going to wear it long. If you remember, Princess Kate wore hers with a little cap and tiara. And it's nice because it matches the trim of the dress. And then the final one is our tiara veil. And there's the back, so it looks as pretty coming as it does going. This particular veil would look great with an updo where it goes up through the center of the tiara part. So that's the final one. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was fun to make all the different styles and use different techniques, and you can use these for any type of doll. Please subscribe to my channel if you like this video so you don't miss anything coming up. Bye.